Hello, this is the LEGO Speed Champions Ferrari SF-24 Formula 1 car. Set comes with 275 pieces. I paid $27 US for it. It's 27 euros, 23 pounds UK, or $35 Canadian. Just like with the real modern Formula 1 cars, this thing is immense. The size is just incredible. I think that its length is greater than any other regular car that they've done, anything that's not like a truck up to this point. You know, obviously going up to the 8-stud wide overall scale was a huge jump, but this feels like another jump yet again, and relative to the size of a minifigure. I mean, this thing feels like a tractor trailer truck that's just really, really low to the ground, but the build for this was excellent. It does feel like they've kicked up the complexity of build techniques again, another level or two, even from last season somehow, but they also did incorporate some new pieces to this to try to make it more realistic than ever. Just real quick, here's the comparison in size between this and the roughly 6-wide Ferrari from the City line from the same overall series of the modern Formula 1 partnership with LEGO. So yeah, it's it's a big difference. As of course you must expect by now for the race cars from Speed Champions. You've got a ton of stickers used here, and I'll show you what the sticker sheet looked like. But there are also a surprising number of prints, including the little Ferrari logo here on the cheese slope at the front, and then here on the side, another Ferrari logo with a little bit of black underneath. There's a mirrored version of that for the other side, and this nose print is actually good. I'm completely satisfied with that. It's well within the range of what I would call perfectly fine. I mean, you got a little bit of red showing up on the bottom, but it's very subtle. You know, from a distance, you're not going to see that too much. The side, yeah, pretty similar. Maybe a little bit less gap there, which is good. But the quality of the print, the opacity of the print is not bad. Like I said, definitely within the range of what I would consider to be acceptable, that I would be happy with. I think all the prints on this one turned out pretty well. You've got a print for the wheel insert there, the yellow color printing on the tires themselves, and conspicuously, of course, these new pieces that we're going to see on every single one of the new Formula 1 cars to represent the front suspension. So upper and lower control arms, and also the arrow going around, some brake ducting, a little bit of arrow going across the top of the tire, just a little bit. Highly specialized pieces, well integrated here, but you know, Speed Champions has always been lauded for its part usage and for using really, really interesting techniques. This does use plenty of really interesting techniques, but they did have to rely more on newer pieces, and this is highly specialized here. This is a relatively new piece as well. This wedge curve piece, which looks like a compound curve. It's actually not. It's actually ruled, which is why they're able to allow themselves to specify a sticker being applied there, but it's printed on the side. So that is a print right there. That's a print right there, right? These are mirrored once again. So that's 2 more prints for those 2. The halo is done a little bit better than last time, I think, than in the last generation, with the Exoforce hand there colored in red, and it's just embedded down a little bit. So it's a little bit lower profile. I think that works out well. The cockpit does have the little steering yoke with the print on it. Spoons for the side mirrors. Really interesting techniques here. This is actually its own little sub-assembly with the 2 doors. That's not even attached. The inner part, excuse me, the doors are the inner part that holds this, the camera bar on top. That's not even attached. It's just kind of captured in place by the little doors on the sides here. Really, really nice little technique here. I won't show you what's going on inside of there, so you can actually experience that if you want to. This feels just a little bit hokey with the tall, I think it's 3 brick tall slope, 1x2x3, I think. Ending with the stud there, and just, I don't know, I'm just seeing that. It's not as nice as the rest of everything, but that's definitely nitpicking from me. It's done pretty well. I could not have done better, so I can't complain too much. Lots of stickers in here, but also a print. That white stripe is a print, but then the yellow stripe on this little 1x2 area, the yellow stripe is a bracket, half plate thick actual piece in there. And then we go back to a print here for this piece, which is simply doubled for the other side. So that one did not need to be mirrored. See, a bunch of prints are included in this, but also still a bunch of stickers. And especially with these lines, you're going to try to do the best you can to line them up and to minimize gaps, but there are still some pretty significant gaps, like that one right in there. I wish wasn't as large as it is, but there's just not a whole lot that you can do because of the bracket that's on its side here. The shaping of the floor is nice. You've got some little the toothy veins in here as well. I'm trying to think what else was interesting. Oh yeah. Back here, the attachments for these sections under here, you can see just a little bit of clear back behind there. They're using minifig brackets with the 2 studs on the back in clear behind that. And what else are we seeing here? Wide rear tires. Finally, wide rear tires, proper sized rear tires, which, it should have always been there. It's definitely a must for this type of vehicle. It's not like Formula One is a cheap racing series where, you expect a manufacturer of collectibles and high-end toys to cut a whole lot of corners and just be okay with that. No, this is Formula One. This is the peak of motorsports. You need to have the correct sized tires when they're that staggered as they are on these cars. And now we've got them, and I'm happy with that. So that's good. Here's another print right here to represent the little lights down there. You can see that through others. We've got stickers on the inside of here, a different sticker over there. This is a relatively new piece as well. I don't know if it's brand new for this particular season, but it's relatively new. It's a 2x6, is it? Wait, 2x6 by 1. Yeah, with a upward curve, a concave curve right there. And this was a good choice of the use of the finger to represent the DRS actuator. You got a little bit of gap under there as well. Sorry for my alignment relative to the camera not being as good. I'm kind of looking at the thing itself and making sure that I'm covering everything that I wanted to cover there. But looking at it on the underside, you see you do have a specialized chassis piece. It's just an old one. It's been around for a long time, just to get the position of the driver as low as it reasonably can be, which I think is perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. You can see some centering used right here for the nose, the underside of the nose. This is pretty clean overall, and it shows some of the complexity of the techniques used here. Just in general, this was very, very satisfying to put together and very, very complex. Definitely high-end stuff. The primary designer for this did fantastic work. And not every one of these Formula One cars is designed the same. As a matter of fact, there are significant differences in the build techniques used between them, even though looking at them all from a distance, it's just pretty much the same thing, right? Just with different colors. No, it's not. You'll see more of that as I go through more. The figure legally, objectively does not represent any specific driver, any similarity to any driver who's on the current roster or any previous roster is supposed to be purely coincidental. There is absolutely, when it comes to licensing, this stuff is taken really, really serious at this high level, and this is not intended to be one specific person. The new design for the helmets is interesting. I'm not completely good with the shape of the visor. There's something about the visor that's just not right. Maybe it's just the fact that the whole thing is so plain. The whole figure is so plain, and obviously Ferrari license, but that's it. But I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right to me. The helmet. Maybe the shaping is good. I just need to see a whole lot more. A much more complex livery on it, a much more complex print, but. It's nice that we got a new one. It is dual molded, and they do also give us a hairpiece for this figure. So again, not officially licensed, but if you want to call it a particular person, go ahead, knock yourself out. There's what it looks like to have the figure in the car. That actually looks pretty good, definitely much more complete and kind of brings the scene more alive. This is a car that is driven now. It's good to see that helmet there, but Lego minifigures are absolutely tiny compared to the size of the car now, and you do still have the head sticking up. There are things that you can do to lower it down. You can cheat, but ultimately this figure's legs are fully embedded into this chassis piece, the special chassis piece down here, with 4 studs. So there's a strong chance when you pull this out that you're going to be leaving, oftentimes with some of these, you're going to be leaving, it didn't work that time, but in some cases, if you push it down all the way, you're going to be leaving the legs behind sometimes, but that is as far down as that will go. These are leftover pieces, including spares of some of the exclusive prints here, and the sticker sheet, like I said, is significant. Yep. Again, should not be surprised by this whatsoever. Speed Champions has made it very, very clear that they use stickers. The set does have a bunch of prints, but still, to get a complex race livery, you're gonna need either a lot of investment in the prints that LEGO has been very, very clear they do not want to make, or you're going to get sticker sheets like this. Folks who are used to plastic models, regular plastic models of any sort, are going to be perfectly comfortable with this. But I know within the LEGO community and LEGO culture, folks tend to usually hate stickers. And well, this is what you get. There's not really going to be any change to this until everybody stops buying Speed Champions and says it's because of the stickers. So again, 275 pieces, $27 US, 27 euros, 23 pounds UK, or $35 Canadian. Same standard Speed Champions prices that we've had for a little while now. Although we're getting more complexity, much more interesting build techniques, surprising things, brand new pieces or relatively new pieces being integrated in. They have definitely upped the game here without upping the price. But I'm scared that the price is going to be increased again soon, because they are adding complexity and they have added in more prints here. So I would not be surprised at all if 2026 sees us go to $30 US, if not even more than that. It's probably the next logical step. But yeah, we keep asking for more complexity. We keep loving complexity and lauding nice part usages and everything, and the new parts themselves. And so we keep moving in this direction. This has gotten closer than ever, especially for anything in this general size range. I mean, even within a 2 times factor of its scale, closer to model level of detail than ever by far. You look at this from a little bit of distance and it kind of looks like a die cast. Obviously not a whole lot of studs are showing up on this, but just the overall shaping is what does it more for me, and the overall accuracy of it, except compared to the size of a minifig. So really, really good stuff here. And I'm happy to have had a chance to check this out. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.